there were a lot of mixed feelings about
There's
Mary.
always going to be that. You can't
Yeah,
please
in
everyone.
general, but also Mary, there are many people that were like, I don't know if I like her, but also she's brainwashed, so it's not really her fault. But finale wise, I've seen some things about like people like love the ending. I thought I thought there were gonna be mixed things, but most of all, what I've seen so far is everyone loves the ending because they're like, well, if you really understood the show, like this, the ending makes
Right.
sense.
Okay, has it been crazy for you to last like 48 hours or so since
Yes, it really has. Yeah.
I can only imagine it's probably the first day you're finally ready to like exhale for a bit.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like everything's just like a weight lifted off my shoulder now that everything's like released and out.
Yeah, I
Really.
know. The anticipation for it too. I'm sure like people there's like some of my friends were going to the movies to see
Yeah.
the finale and everything. It was kind of wild, right?
Yeah, yeah. I went to the movies with a group of my
Oh,
friends. We
you
all
did?
went. Yeah, we like got a party bus and we went, and then there were a couple other castmates that I worked with that also came too, and they like brought us up in front of the theater and introduced us. So it was pretty cool.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
It's amazing because like you usually don't have shows in the movie theaters. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like
Yeah. But this
that.
is I mean, this is huge now, so I mean I get it. So
Yeah.
crazy.
It's kind of incredible. Like this is probably one of your not only major jobs, but like one of your first jobs too in
Yeah.
general, right? It's kind of
Yeah.
wild to think that. I mean, I'm curious how you got started in the industry. Like this is almost be such a whirlwind for you, especially, this past year or so,
Yeah.
and what you have upcoming too. So I'm kind
Yeah.
of curious. So you're from Georgia, right?
Yes.
Originally?
Yes. Yeah. I have always loved singing and dancing.
Hmm.
And so my vocal coach had actually recommended me to start getting into some acting classes. And from there, I just started doing auditions and then I got an agency and then, I think I loved on-camera acting the second I started too. Like it just clicked for me because I had
Uh-huh.
done theater in elementary school and like when I was younger, but I loved on-camera acting. It just like felt so natural, something about it. I don't know.
Yeah.
And so then from there, I had done small commercials, and then Stranger Things was like my first big thing that I had booked. It was like huge, like that. It was it. Like this was my biggest role I've done. Um, and yeah, and just filming was such a great experience. And yeah, I mean, and Atlanta has such a buzz around it with its industry and everything.
Hmm.
And so I'm hoping, that this will open more opportunities for me, especially since I'm local. Like being local for Stranger Things I'm so fortunate for that because some of my other castmates, like they could not go home for a period of time. But
Yeah. So you guys filmed it there, right? In
yeah,
in the Atlanta
and
area. Wow, that's
yeah,
so convenient. Like, I can only
yes,
imagine for you. It's like, yeah, I know the area.
yeah,
You're
yeah,
the
for sure.
tour guide, basically.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
Yeah.
amazing too. When you auditioned for it, so like when did you like initially got in like your first auditions and agent? How long ago was that where you first went on your first audition ever, whether it was commercial or whatnot?
Ooh, okay. I want to say I was in like third or fourth grade. So I
Uh-huh.
was like 9 or 10 around that
Okay.
time. And those were just small auditions. And I know the first audition that I ever did, I got a call back for.
Oh, that's really good. One for one.
Yeah, but I didn't end up booking it. But I remember I got a call back and it was like something I had to do and I was like crying and like I made myself cry and I don't know, it was crazy. But I remember one of my first commercials that I did, it was with Shaquille O'Neal and it was like a general commercial.
Oh
Um,
yeah, yeah, yeah. Dollar
yeah,
General.
yeah.
Or the
And
general, the art car insurance. Yeah, yeah, I know
yeah,
which.
yeah. And then I had done a UPS commercial, but other than that, it was just small little things. And then I think in like sixth grade, I did I think it's like a discontinued show, but it was on Prime Video. It was called Clean Slate. Um, and
Oh yeah.
yeah, but then I booked Stranger Things. I want to say okay, it was December of 2023, and then I
Uh-huh.
found out, or I got the audition in December 2023, and then I booked it in January of 24. So I
Wow, that's a quick turnaround.
Yeah, but the thing was, is it was really interesting. I never got a call back for it. I did 3 scenes, I auditioned, and I never got a call back. And I was like, okay, like this is done. Like I didn't get it. And
Yeah.
my mom got the call from my agent and was like, she booked it. And yeah, it was really cool. They had like an open Zoom like call, like the casting directors like set that up. And so
Hmm.
by the time that I had received my script and audition, I all the spots were full. So I was already pretty skeptical if I was gonna be seen by any of the directors or anything, because I was like, okay, well, I mean, there's hundreds of people auditioning, like
Right.
thousands, like how am I going to be seen? But somehow I got picked and
That's
booked it.
amazing. Did you know you were auditioning for Stranger Things? Because sometimes you don't know what you're auditioning for. There's like a
Yeah.
mystery,
Yeah.
whatever script or whatnot.
Yeah, no, I actually did, which I'm really thankful for, but I did not get a lot of information like from
Yeah.
the start. I had two scenes from the show and then one scene from the movie The Sixth Sense.
Oh
So,
yeah.
but I kind of liked it because I feel like I could kind of portray the character how I wanted in my audition. Like I could kind of show my side of how I turn on things for my audition. Because I
Hmm.
mean, really, I only knew that I was gonna be Holly's good friend, and it was just like a scene with her, two scenes. But I also think I liked how the show was already out, so I could like really study the characters, and I kind of like studied Max kind of because she was like a friend. She came on the show as a friend, so
Hmm.
but I don't know. I just liked how like I could kind of go my own way with the audition piece, and then further on, like as my character when I booked it, doing the same thing.
Yeah. Were you like a fan of the show? Because I mean, there's so many fans of the show, but it's weird. Like, were you one of those people that watched it sort of religiously or familiar with the show, like prior to auditioning to it?
Yeah, so there's actually a funny story, but my mom and my brother had always watched it when it was
Uh,
like coming out. They had always watched it. And so one night I got my iPad and I went in my room and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna turn it on. I'm gonna watch it.
yeah.
So I turned it on. I was about 9 years old and I was in like third grade and I shut all my lights off and I turned on the first episode and I was completely terrified. Like
I
the
can
demogorgon,
imagine.
all the things. Like it was terrifying to me, so I shut it right off. But I remembered like I would screen record scenes that I would watch and of like the characters that I thought were funny, like Dustin. I was like, I thought he was hilarious.
Uh-huh.
And I mean, he still is, but I remember like showing my parents and I want to say I was a fan when I was younger, but I don't know. I didn't really understand. But when I booked it, I binged it fully and like I became obsessed with the show.
Yeah.
Especially when I got the audition too. I was like, oh my gosh, this is huge. But I wasn't like a diehard fan from 9 years
Yeah.
old, but when I booked it, things did change and I
Well,
fell.
yeah, then you became one once you
Yeah.
sort of got into the show yourself,
Yeah, exactly.
in
Yeah.
that way. That's amazing. It's interesting because like this show's been going on and the cast has been together and they've grown literally
Yeah.
over the years. And you coming on in the sort of the final season here. How was the reception of the cast and crew who've been together for a long time and you sort of the newbie, but in a very important season, obviously coming on and in a role that's recurring and seen throughout the season. What was the reception? I'm sort of curious like for you.
Yeah, I mean, it was honestly great. Like I can't really put into words like
Mm,
how I feel. I mean, it was so amazing and I think also because like you said, they were in our shoes like 10 years ago and then they
right.
I mean, we watched them grow up on the show and so I think now they kind of when we were on set like I think they saw how all of us kids were just bonding and like connecting and I think that they were really, just kind of I don't want to say humbled, but very just like it's kind of a full circle moment for them.
Hmm.
Because I mean, and they were all so welcoming. But I think just seeing, the newcomers on the show now and all the kids that are in their same place and same age, I think, I don't know, it just kind of made them realize, what was really happening. But overall, for me wise, I just had such a great experience with everyone and, being on the show with them, it was just truly so special to me. It was amazing.
It's probably like deja vu for them too.
Yeah,
So many.
exactly. Yeah, I bet it was.
Did you make
Yeah.
any friends on the set that now that the show's wrapped that you've been in touch with and from the show?
Yeah. Yeah, I all of us kids were super close on set.
Nice.
And we all have little group chats and our parents have group chats. And
Cool.
yeah, we try to stay in touch as much as possible. But another movie that I did film this or 20 summer of 2025,
Uh-huh.
I one of the girls from Stranger Things, Bertie Boria, booked the lead role in it too. So we got to work together again on another project.
It's
Which
crazy.
is really exciting. Yeah, it'll be coming out in theaters in March, I want to say. But
Yeah. Breadwinner, right?
anyways, yeah, it was just such a strong connection and it was such a coincidence that we, came from this big show, Stranger Things, that,
Yeah.
we most of the time were running from Demogorgons and all the things and then
Right.
going on to this, family comedy show. It was just really cool. And yeah, I mean, everyone was great, not only with the kids, but with all the older cast too, like the OGs. I mean, I
Mhm.
made such strong connections with all of them. Yeah.
That's fun. How did you know in advance? Because it's so secretive. I mean, especially the finale of this show. Like, how much as an actor who was on the show, how much was kept away from you, and how much did you know? Like, up until when did you know how
Yeah.
it's gonna turn out?
Pretty much everything was held like from me. Like
Amazing.
right, I barely knew anything. I knew my storyline, but I would say like I didn't get the scripts or any of my like scenes that I were doing either the night before or the day of. I think I got
Mm.
like the scene the night before, but like the day of I would get my huge dialogue that I would have to do. And so everything was really secretive and I did not because also the directors, like the Duffer Brothers, they were writing it as like this show started. So like they
Yeah.
hadn't finished it. So I think that kind of watching all the characters kind of develop together and feed off each other, I think kind of helped them write the ending. At least in my opinion, I think. But yeah, I we all rapped or the other cast members, like my friends, we all rapped, but then they were like, okay, yeah, this group, like you guys are gonna come back and you're gonna film again, and it's gonna
Mm.
be like a year and a half later type like timestamp for the show. And so when I read it, I was so excited. I couldn't believe it. I was like, oh my gosh, this is the last scene of the show, like the final scene. Not only just like a
Yeah.
scene a year and a half later, but the final show of this, phenomenon, this master.
Yes.
And yeah, it was so cool. I couldn't wrap my head around it. And I got my dialogue, I would say the day of.
How do you memorize it and all? That's amazing. I mean, that's
Yeah,
just a test to your skill too, that like
yeah,
you're ready
yeah.
when the moment calls too, to be prepared to do dialogue sort of on the spot in a way.
Yeah, I mean, I also feel like some lines that were scripted in the final scene, some of the lines were scripted. Other than that, we were all just playing off each other, and then like they would
Mm.
do multiple takes, and we would just say funny things and laugh and kind of play it off. And then they would kind of give us feedback on it. But other than that, I think we just all were just having a fun time because it was our last day, and they just kind of were like, I feel like the Duffers, they always kind of just they let the kids kind of take control. I feel like they
Yeah.
kind of let us like share our ideas and be very open to the stuff that we want to do in certain scenes and how we want to, portray ourselves in the scenes. And so they're amazing. They're so open for everything. So the final scene, I think they were just kind of like just have fun, like you're playing in the basement. But yeah, for memorization wise, I know that in episode 7, like when Mary had her big, speech, and then with
Mhm.
Holly, and then in front of all the kids too, like I remember having to. Learned that in the hair trailer and or the makeup
Wow.
trailer, like before I filmed. One of them actually was my audition piece, though. It was the one when we were on the bed.
Oh,
Um,
interesting.
yeah, that was my audition piece, and the one when I was like holding up the dress in episode 5. That those two were my audition pieces. Um, but other than that, everything else I would either learn on the day of or the night before. But
Yeah. Do you have any tricks to memorization, especially since you're sort of new to this and like still learning the
yeah.
the craft and the industry? How did you sort of pick up on what works for you? Because different people have different methods.
Yeah, okay. So for some reason, I don't know, it feels so easy to me. I feel like I can just
Wow.
memorize it. But I took acting classes for a long period of time.
Yeah.
And I learned a thing is you take, your phone or like a device and you go on the voice notes app. Usually when I do self-tape auditions, I'll either, if it's like a big thing, I'll go in like a studio and film it with like
Yeah.
another person, but I'll film like myself recording the other character's lines. Not
Oh, that's good.
so
That's
I can
really
have like someone to read it with. I mean, this is not really memorization, but like it kind of helps you like get quick on like your feet with your lines. So I'll record myself with my other character that I'm not playing. I'll
yeah.
say their lines and then it's like I'm talking to another person, getting myself prepared for the audition that I have to do. Either if it's in person or, a self-tape I have to send in. I think that has something that has always helped me. Other
That's
than
a
that,
really
I
good
just
trick actually, and it helps because
yeah,
like you can only imagine like someone talking about when you hear a voice, even if it's your own, you're responding to something,
yeah,
right? That's
exactly.
audible.
Yeah, because I feel like if you read something a certain way the first time, it's going to be stuck in your brain again and again. So I feel like
Yes.
if you're constantly reading a script and having no one to talk back to you like while you're practicing it, I feel like it's not really going to help you in any way. So that's why I'm also a visual learner. So like having
Hmm.
like hearing another voice like talking to me is really helpful. And like obviously my mom, she like doesn't understand how to do it. Like she's like the lines and I'm like, Mom, like I'm having to teach her as I'm trying to memorize. So I just learned that like my phone is just so much easier and like hearing myself saying the other person's lines really helps. So that's definitely a really good tip I have for any, new coming actors like myself. That always
Yeah.
has helped me with everything.
Do you have like your friends like locally and stuff you grew up with, go to school? Are they in acting or in the industry? Or are you sort of the only one in your sort of crew of like, of close people to you?
Yeah, I would say I think I'm like one of the only ones.
Wow.
No, there's a lot of actors local in Atlanta,
Hmm.
but from my like friend group and like wise, like I think I am the only one that's like really into all this acting and like doing things, but I do come from a dance background, so I am surrounded by my dance community and my dance friends all the time. So I
Hmm.
feel like they kind of like bring a piece and like kind of have molded me into the person I am today because I mean, we all love to perform and I feel like, acting not only I mean, filming is not only from acting. I feel like singing and dancing that kind of all kind of shapes because it's like performance wise.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've always loved all my friends and they've been so supportive to me throughout this entire process. And yeah, it's just been special.
It's good to have support group. That's so important, especially in an industry like this to have people, in tough times because it's can be up and down, but if you have that
Yeah.
strong support group, it's huge. What sort of
Yeah.
dance do you do? I'm curious.
I do all kinds.
Oh
I've
wow.
started dancing when I was 2. I did think it was like
Wow, two?
yeah.
I probably couldn't walk at too much less
Yeah.
dancing. That's amazing.
Yeah, I did ballet and tap and jazz, the classical things. And now I do competitive dance since I was, I
Hmm.
want to say 8, and I've done all styles, like all of them that you could think of. I think I had a total of 12 dances last year, I want to say,
Wow.
and I compete them. And so yeah, I love it. And I'm the kind of person that like I always want to be busy. Like I can't
Yeah.
come home from school and just sit in my bed. Like I need something to distract me and something to do. So acting, I've always loved doing that, and then dancing, and then school. Like I just love all of it. I love to be busy. So
Hmm.
it was definitely an interesting time when I had to balance school and Stranger Things and dancing because I did all of it, and I was still
That's
in.
wild.
Yeah,
Like,
it was crazy. I'd be gone for like a period of 2 weeks and then come back, and people would be like, "Calista, where were you?" And I'm just like, "Oh, I was working on a project," and I feel like nobody could really understood. They were like, "Oh, like how's your acting stuff?" And I'm like, "It's good," but like,
you
it's not
can't
stuff.
talk about it and they don't
Yeah,
understand it technically, right?
yeah, yeah. But no, it was just really interesting, and I'd never experienced anything like it before. But yeah, and it was a crazy experience. But I would do it all again the same
But you
way.
know what? You're now experiencing it. So you've done
Yeah,
it. You've tackled it. You handled the busy times and juggling multiple things. So now if it comes again, you've already done it. You know what I
yeah,
mean? So it's going to
exactly.
be easier
Yeah,
going
for
forward. So
sure.
sometimes it's good to take on a lot, especially just to get that sort of growth,
Yeah.
in you and experience.
Yeah, and I think it was good that a lot was like going on, especially because at such a young age too. I
Yeah.
feel like because I mean it started at like 12 and 13 I filmed, and I want to pursue acting for as long as I can. So I think it was good to kind of I don't know experience it. I mean it was stressful at times, but other than
Yeah.
that, I loved all of it, and it was a roller coaster of emotions.
Yeah.
But
It's a character building thing, right?
yes,
So
exactly,
yeah.
exactly. And sometimes I feel like it kind of helped with the scenes. If I was stressed with school, they'd pull me off school. I'd go on set and have to film, running from Demogorgons, and I didn't have to act. I could just, pretend to be stressed.
Yeah. It's
I already
very
had it in my
fitting.
brain.
Very fitting in that way. I'm curious about Mary's glasses. It's such a unique thing. It's a
Yes.
trademark in a sense that was that something that was always in the script, or maybe sort of something brought up to you, and you're like, yes, let's try it. Like, I'm curious because that's definitely a unique thing about her.
Yes, yeah, I love the Mary glasses. So
Yeah.
I actually didn't know that I was going to be wearing glasses.
Uh-huh.
It was my first day. My first day, I filmed the basement scene in episode 5 with
Mhm.
Holly, the flashback. That was my
Yeah.
first day. So they brought me on set, and they had this big table of glasses, all
Oh
glasses of
wow.
And they're like, "Yeah, okay, so we're just gonna take some photos of you. You're gonna try it on, and then we'll send them in, and then you're gonna like quickly put them on." And I had done a fitting like a week before, but I did not know I was gonna be wearing glasses.
Yeah.
So when they brought me on set, I tried on big bulky glasses. I tried on small ones, but I feel like the ones that they picked for me were the ones I loved those the most, and I feel like they really fit Mary. But it was really cool because I'd never worn glasses in ever on a show or in
Wow.
life. But they would take out the lenses on certain things. Like when I had close-ups, they would take out the lenses of them, so there wasn't a reflection of anything like
Uh-huh.
on the lenses. Like I want to say when was like a time. I think that I was sitting at the table with Henry. I think they took out the lenses because there were a lot of fire. So I don't know, but it was
That's
really
right. It would
cool.
have reflected too. That yeah,
Yeah.
makes sense.
It was really cool to see how like they did movie magic and they would add the lenses back in whenever I had to do certain scenes. But it was really cool and I loved wearing them. I feel like they just added to Mary herself because she's like a spunky girly girl in the 80s. So it was
Yeah.
perfect.
And the outfits, it's cool, right? Like it just
Yes.
starts jumping back into a decade that you didn't get to.
Yes.
Everyone sort of loves the 80s for whatever reason, no matter
Yeah.
when you were born. It's just something cool about that decade. But the clothing's kind of it's kind of fun, right?
Yeah, for sure. Every outfit I tried on my fitting, I was obsessed with, and I was like, I want to wear all of these. But I think the one that I officially got to wear, that was like one of my favorites. And I think Mary, I know they had always wanted like a funky, spunky sweater for her.
Hmm.
And no, I was obsessed with the outfit. It was like my favorite thing. And yeah, I don't know. It was just so cool. And all of the costumes and like the scrunchy socks, everything, the 80s, because I'd never experienced it before. And so
Right.
I think, and this show is just so 80s. Like, I mean, I know it is, but it just, everything revolving around it is so 80s. So I
Yeah.
love to be able to, be able to wear something in the 80s related. And also, I feel like I'm just very energetic and a vibe. So I feel like my outfit definitely helped go along with Mary and everything.
I'm sure you know your mom probably remember, parents remember a
Yeah.
bit of the 80s, so they
Yes.
probably threw in their 2 cents on it too.
Yes, for sure. I had these leggings. I forget what they're called. My mom tells me I'm gonna remember, but they it was like you had to like put your foot in it and like wrapped around your foot, and then I
Uh-huh.
had to like I forget what they're called, but there were these my purple leggings that I wore, and
Yeah.
then I had scrunchy socks and shoes. But the thing was, it's like we were dressing like we were in the fall, and all the running that we had to do, they made that all during the summer. So we were in these
Oh wow.
hot, bulky
Oh
sweaters.
yeah.
Running in the summer, but they would like when I filmed the magazine, that was like a 2 week shoot in July. So what they ended up doing is they cut off the sleeves of my sweater and they put on a jacket over me so I could take off the jacket and not be hot. And like while we're in holding, I would just be able to like breathe.
That's smart. I
Running,
mean, you need it. You want to be like sweating too.
yeah, they would have to like touch up our sweat. They'd like get a
Yeah.
little wipe and make sure we didn't look sweaty. And
Yeah.
it was hard, but it was so fun. It was so
Yeah.
fun.
You get to even, that's the magic of shows and movies. You don't know what season is going on, but when you watch it, hey, you believe that's what is going on. But you actors do a great job at, make believe, right?
Oh yes, thank you.
I want to ask you about the Breadwinner coming out. Like you said, in a few months, this is gonna be another big deal too. I already saw the previews at the movie theaters. They have the trailers running, so it looks like a fun ride that you guys had with Nate, Mandy Moore. I mean, the cast is great,
Yes.
and then there's like girls your age in it too,
Yeah.
so that's perfect, right?
Yeah, no, I'm super excited for everyone to see. I think overall it's going to be a great film. I think it's just so natural and down to earth and like grounded, and I think everyone's going to love it. Because Nate Bargatze, he's the lead in it,
Yeah.
and he's exactly. I don't know if you've ever watched any of his
Oh
shows
yeah, I'm
on
a
Netflix.
fan. He's
Yeah,
great.
yeah. So whenever you watch him on stage, he's exactly how he is in person. So I think it just kind of brought the whole scenes that we would do to life. I feel like it just kind of made the scenes. I think I only filmed a couple days.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can't wait to share more when I'm allowed to. But
Yeah.
I think it's just gonna be great. And yeah, I can't wait to see what 2026 has in store for me.
A lot. I mean, this is going to be a big comedy too. So it's cool to go from Stranger Things to sci-fi,
Yeah,
then you go to comedy, right?
yeah,
So it's a
exactly. Yeah, it
nice
was definitely
transition.
it was like a new vibe and experience for me. But I feel like this is just it was so easy for me for the comedy film because I'm
Yeah.
just very I was like my character in that. So yeah, I don't know. I'm just gonna be great.
Yeah, you have a lot of energy. I can see that being very useful in like a comedic element too.
Oh yes, thank you.
I'm curious now since Stranger Things wrap, we had like I said, like 24, 48 hours. Have you been looking at the reactions? Because there's always like if there's a finale, fans care a lot about, but then it's like the online reactions and do they
Yeah,
like the endings or not? Did you peek into that sort of the fan
yeah.
reactions to it?
Yeah, I did because I know that there were a lot of mixed feelings about
There's
Mary.
always going to be that. You can't
Yeah,
please
in
everyone.
general, but also Mary, there were many people that were like, I don't know if I like her, but also she's brainwashed, so it's not really her fault. But finale wise, I've seen some things about like people like love the ending. I thought I thought there were gonna be mixed things, but most of all, what I've seen so far is everyone loves the ending because they're like, well, if you really understood the show, like the ending makes
Right.
sense. And
Yeah.
like it's just so wholesome, I feel like. And like bittersweet. Yeah, most of all, what I've seen is just all great things about the final episode and the season in general. And I don't know, I love it. And all watching it all come together and not only filming it, but just seeing the movie magic and everything is just
Yeah. It's kind of amazing. You're on set and then you see it come to life.
Yeah, exactly. And I had done it had been almost 2 years since I filmed it,
Yeah.
and then I did some ADR this summer that we just had in
Mhm.
2025. Sorry, it's like weird to go from 2026
I
to
know
2020.
it's wild. It's just
Yeah,
these timelines jump, especially with movie making, because and show making. It takes a while, and then like you
yeah,
said, you do reshoots and edits and all that.
yeah,
It's like you've grown since then too,
yeah,
in so many
exactly.
ways.
Yeah, I did some ADR this summer and I saw some really cool scenes, but they were like, "Oh no, no, but like we're not done yet." And I was like, "You're not done?" I was like, "It already looks this good and like it's not even done." Like they were like,
Yeah.
"Yeah, we still have to add some more VFX." And I was like, "This is going to be amazing." But I remember there was a certain line that I said too fast and they wanted me to go over it again in ADR.
Yeah.
And an ADR is if anyone doesn't know what it is when they're watching, it's automated dialogue reflection, I think. So it's like
Yeah.
going over
It's where they
lines.
go over audio that's not, maybe if you're like shooting live on location, there's like some noise, and this
Yeah.
is like
Yeah,
pure clear audio that you sort of do it remotely in a
yeah,
sense.
yeah. So it was really cool because they were like, okay, we have a trick. The line that, because when I said it, I was much younger. I had a higher pitch voice. So
Right. Yes.
we're gonna have you raise your eyebrows and talk at the same say your line. And they're like, this is gonna help you like talk in a higher pitched voice. And I was like, that's so cool. So I had my headphones on and it was like an action and I like said my line and it was like I had to like go my eyebrows up and go high pitch, which I thought was really cool. And same with Derek, he had a lot of to do a lot of other lines to go over, and his voice. I mean, like boys, their voices changed.
Yes. Even more so than
Yeah.
girls. Right.
So yeah, so he and I recently just saw him at the premiere, and
Mhm.
I was like, I don't even recognize him because he was such a little baby when we were filming, and now he's all grown up, and his voice sounds so different. So he was telling me about how he had to like do the same thing on set, how he had to, or on in ADR, how he had to raise his eyebrows, and how
Okay, so everyone was raising the eyebrows,
everyone was
basically.
raising their eyebrows. Yeah, everyone was raising.
Love that. I mean, what a journey, what a ride has been. I hope you're enjoying it in the moment too, because sometimes
Yeah,
like, you just want what's the next thing ahead and all that,
yeah,
but like there's so much going on and good things.
yeah.
And I know it's a whirlwind because like,
Yeah.
you're still fairly new to the industry, but are you enjoying every moment and sort of soaking it in?
Yeah, I definitely have, and that's the one thing my parents have always taught me to do with this because they're
Mm,
like, it's just gonna be gone in a blink of an eye. And I feel
yeah.
like when I was filming too, it was kind of all a blur to me. I mean, I remember it, but I just couldn't grasp how I was, on the show. It just felt like, is this a dream? And then when we wrapped and we were in post production, I still was like, what the heck? Like I'm saying it out loud, but like it's not, my brain isn't clicking. So I feel like one
Yeah.
day my brain's fully gonna grasp onto the fact that I'm, on the show and things are blowing up. But yeah, I try to hold on to every memory, but still I'll see photos that my mom and other people on set took, and I'm like, wait, I totally forgot about that day. Or like
Right.
something like Ross Duffer, he just posted something on Instagram, and I was like, oh my gosh, I totally forgot we even took that photo. But yeah, no, there were so many memories made, and I just I'm going to treasure them forever.
That's great. That's great because it's important to sort of sometimes, stop and smell the roses, as they say,
Exactly.
instead of just moving forward because it's an experience that you'll always hold on to, and you're gonna have so many more. What's next for you in an immediate future now that the show's wrapped? Sort of, you can exhale in a lot of
Yes.
ways. I mean, in a few months, it's gonna get busy again with Breadwinner, but anything planned sort of for next few months and what you have going on in life?
Yeah, I do. I filmed a movie, another one
Nice.
in the summer, 2025 summer. I
Mhm.
filmed it. That should be coming out, I want to say March or April. I think it's like horror. It's like gory horror. And
Okay.
I'm excited to share more details when I can. But yeah, it's going to be really great. I'm excited it's going to be out in theaters. But I'm excited to talk more about it when I can and get more information on it. But yeah, I just hope that the breadwinner and all these other things that I've worked on will, open more doors for me in
Yeah.
2026, and that I'll get more opportunities for acting because I do enjoy this, and yeah, I want to pursue this.
Exactly, and it seems like you're right where you should be. This is sort of your niche, your thing. Like sometimes people look for their thing, and you found it at a young age, and and go all in on it when you can. And that's a really cool thing to sort of find something you enjoy and love. And it
Yeah.
seems like just talking to you, I know that this is something that really it's part of you.
Yeah, I for sure. I'm so fortunate that, my family, has made all the sacrifices that they have because
Yes, that's
like
important.
all the things, like, because I'm just so lucky that every time we shot, I was able to go home and go to my house. And because all the other people, they're from
Mhm.
all over, they cast from all over. So,
Right.
there are people in Los Angeles, Chicago, um, where else? Nashville. I mean, and they couldn't go home. They just had to stay in their hotel. So I'm just very fortunate for everything and all the fans too. I mean, the show would not be the same. So yeah, I'm so glad that am able to do this and got cast in this amazing show. And yeah, everything's just been so great. And yeah, I can't even put into words. It's just been so special and I'll treasure this forever.
That's great. And you know what? Like, it's important. That's good that you shout out the family because without them, no one does it by themselves. No matter
Yeah.
what they think, you always need that. Like you said, you have a strong friend support system and the parents that put a lot of sacrifices in there and family, to do that. So, they're part of just as much of the journey as
Yes,
you.
exactly. Yeah, that's what we say. My
Yeah,
brother never got to go on set, but he was like, "But hey, like I'm still involved in this because we all
exactly.
have to make sacrifices and everything." And yeah, it was crazy. It was crazy times, but I'll do it all again.
There you go. I'm sure you're gonna be doing a lot more of it. Calista, where can fans find you? Social media, sort of links to engage with you and whatnot, and reach out.
Yes. Yeah, you can find me on Instagram. I think all of my platforms, Instagram and TikTok, my name is Calista Craig. You can just search that up. My username for Instagram is Calista_Craig_, and then TikTok is Calista.crazy. And yeah,
Awesome.
just I'll be posting some more content on Stranger Things and upcoming things that I have going on.
That's right. That's where they can find out the
Yes.
information once it's becoming released and what you're doing. So it's going to be a busy spring. That's for sure. You got two potential, what releases around the same time. It's going to be a lot of fun going into the summer. That's for sure.
Yes, for sure. I'm super excited.
Calista, it's been a blast talking to you. You have great energy and it translates,
Thank
in a way
you.
you do. You seem like you've done these forever, which is great.
Thank you. Yeah, no, I'm still kind of new to this. I'm still doing some interviews and trying to get used to all this craziness.
You know what? The best thing I can say is just be yourself, and that's the best thing you do is being yourself. And it's actually hard for some people, even people who are very seasoned at this to be themselves. But you're very energetic and open, and just this is you. I can tell, and that's the best way to be. And so all these interviews are gonna just be a piece of cake for you that you do, as long as you just keep it up.
Yes, thank you so much.
Cliff,
Thank
has
you.
been a pleasure. Let's do this again. I know you're gonna have stuff coming out
Yes, for
soon, so
sure.
we'll talk
Yes,
more
please.
about it.
Yes.
Thanks for the time so much. And hey, congratulations on all that's happened and that's going to happen. I hope to talk to you soon.
Yes. Thank you for having me.
You too. Bye, Calista.
Bye.